This is the circuit that we're going to have a look at. It's 14 turns, but as Brock Parks was describing in the commentary earlier on, it's not as stop-start as it really looks. There's a lot of flowing turns. Turns 1, 2, 3 to 4 are all a right-hander, 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 where you're just tweaking things a little bit. So it's a quick circuit for the riders. Now we can go down to Huiling. She is talking to the top three.
Thank you, Des. Down here on the SuperSports 600cc grid, where Kasma Daniel will start from pole position. Kasma, I don't need to tell you about the weather condition. Everyone knows how tough it is. You are starting from pole. This weekend, you've been showing excellent performance. Are you confident in race 1 today?
For first day in Friday, I come here and I never ride here. This is my first time in China, and I think the circuit was great and also was fun for me, because completely have a high speed corner and also stop and go. It's like it's really like my riding style. So I really comfortable with this track. So I will fight for win, because from Friday to Saturday I'm consistent on P1 and I will try to win.
All right, well said, Kasma. Good luck for race 1. Starting alongside Kasma is, of course, his main rival for the 2019 season, Pirapong Bunlet. So, Pirapong, how are you adjusting to this circuit? It's new on the calendar and looks like you are taking some time to find your rhythm and find your pace here in Zhuhai.
Yeah, for Zhuhai, for here. I think many riders in Malaysia or Indonesia, Honda and Yamaha, like my friend, have more improved too much than last circuit. But I think for now I just think about I try my best every lap only, because if he more strong than me, and if me cannot fight him or something, I will keep this experience. And thank you to fast rider. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Pirapong. All the best for race 1. And completing the front row is Ramdan Rosely. So Ramdan, just a quick one before you head on for race 1. Looking at the weather condition and also that all Yamaha riders seem to be doing very strong here. How are you looking forward to the first race?
For me, maybe here Yamaha have a bit advantage on the chassis, but we just working for continue this race to make some as much as possible the point. So I will enjoy the race and try to finish on the podium. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ramdan. So that is it from me down here on the grid, and back to Des and Barry in the studio.
Thanks very much, Huiling. Yeah, great interviews, good insight there. And Ramdan saying the Yamaha, his Yamaha, may well have an advantage on this circuit. What do you make of that comment, Barry Russell?
I absolutely agree with it. I've been surprised actually that the Hondas have got as close to them as they have, because they are faster. They're newer bikes. Yamaha's very aggressive at developing bikes for this 600cc class, and I think starting from neutral, if you just had to pick one from the showroom, you'd get yourself a Yamaha. But there's Andy Ferretti's Zhuhai on the best of the Hondas, the Astra Honda. This is the best that I've seen him go this season, I think, Andy Ferretti's Zhuhai. It's his second season in this class. He has won his home race in Indonesia last year. I think he will go well. He'll be aiming for a podium, certainly, but he's good all the way through free practice as well.
I love the comments of Kasma Daniel. He went through the intricacies of how this is his kind of a track, the stop-start and then the free-flowing corners. It's great to get a young rider very aware of his own abilities.
Yeah, it is. That was very interesting from him. He's clearly enjoying himself here, and that will make him difficult to beat. He's coming off a podium finish in the CEV Moto2 Championship, which has boosted his confidence. And out of all of them who can take it to Pirapong, Kasma's the one that's really got the swagger about him. The other ones have been, to an extent, had their spirits broken by Pirapong's invincibility so far this season. But you see, insightful even from Pierrepont. He said that the other riders, his friends, were coming up closer to him, and I think he may be shifting into a different mode for this last part of the season, where he knows he's got a massive championship lead now, that he doesn't need to do anything crazy to try and win a race.
There is the possibility that Pierrepont Boonler could win the title this weekend. He can't win it on this race, but if he were to pick up back-to-back wins and get himself 100 points or more lead going into the final 4 races of the season, 2 rounds of the season, he could well be champion this weekend. That is how dominant Pierrepont Boonler has been. So for Kazma Daniel to whip him in qualification, to use a phrase, is a terrific result for the young Malaysian.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I'm really looking forward to this race. There's Helmi Asman. He had some injuries earlier in the season. He went quite well in free practice, although dropped down the order a little bit, down to 9th in qualifying this morning. Good to see a good result from him. And his teammate in the Musashi Boon, Shu Honda, Azroy Hakim Anwar, he's had a very good season as well.
Looking at the Zhuhai International Circuit, great to be back here with the Asia Road Racing Championships. 2012 was our last visit to this particular circuit. There's been a heck of a lot of development in the city and on the circuit since. The city is unrecognizable from 7 years ago. It really is fabulous, and the waterfront is something to really enjoy. So is the racing, so is the heat, so long as you're not in a big leather racing suit, and it's 80 degrees, or sorry, 60 degrees for you. Here is the starting grid and the numbers to look out for. 127, Kazma Daniel Kazmuddin on the Hong Leong Yamaha. Pierrepont Boonler, the championship leader on the Yamaha Thai Racing. Ramdan Rosley, best performance of the season for him on the one XOX SAG Team Yamaha. Andy Farid Idzahar, the first of the Hondas. Adam Noradin, who we've kept an eye on from Sepang International Circuit Junior Racing, and alongside him Azroy Hakim Anwar, Musashi Boonshu Honda. Musashi Boonshu Honda, normally so successful in SuperSports 600cc. That's the front 2 rows of the grid. Further down, we didn't really have a chance to look at these, but let's look at Helmi Asman in P9 on the Honda, the other Boonshu Honda. AP Honda Racing Kritchapon and Ahmed Afif Amran on row 3. On row 4, Pasawit on AP Honda Thai Racing Team. Reza Danica, looking forward to seeing if he can get himself up from P11, where he was lapping at 1:39.372, considerably slower than the top 10, alongside Javier Malloy from the Victor Racing Team on the Yamaha. Javier, the Spaniard. Xia Juntong, we've got 6 wildcards, and Xia Juntong was the quickest of the wildcards, alongside Marseille and Leong Fu, who is on bike number 99. For the Wuyang Honda, we have Chen Wang Hang, Chen Hongyan, and Fakhruzi Rostam, completing row 6 of the grid and completing the top 20. Liam McDonald for Victor Racing Team. He was lapping 1:43.611. Wu Jin Bin also on the Yamaha for SFD Racing. So 6 wild cards. It's a 20 strong grid, which can have advantages but also disadvantages, in that things can get just a little bit congested.
Yeah, they can. Maybe later in the race, some of the wildcards are a bit slower than the front runners. One of them, I think, is just outside the normal qualifying maxima of 107%. Jin Bin. So hopefully the race won't be long enough for the leaders to catch them up. But there's plenty, and this is going to be a really interesting battle because of the confidence that Kazma Daniel is carrying, and the mantle of the champion-elect that Pierrepont Boonler is carrying now. That's my observation. Up until the last round, I would say he was just running away with it and enjoying it. Now I perceive a bit of a change. So let's see how that plays out.
Other little subplots to look out for are the form of Adam Noradin, to see if he can keep on improving, and Helmi Asman, who stepped up a class this particular season, and also to see how the wildcards get on, to see if they're able to force themselves anywhere near the top of the pack. They are the stories that await us in the SuperSport 600cc race 1 of the weekend. We have got another on Sunday. At the moment, the conditions are hot a little bit of wind to help the riders, but the lights go on when they are off. We are underway in the SuperSports 600cc. A decent start from the pole sitter, Kazma Daniel, bike 127 to the right of your screen. He will lead going into the first corner. Pirapong Boonlet had a little bit of a wheelie off the start, so it is Kazma Daniel who continues his excellent weekend on pole in the lead after turn 1.
Yeah, Pirapong recovered from that, well, it looked like it was going to be a slow start, but he got the power down and managed to get himself through into second place before that tricky first turn, which is really 2 turns actually.
Adam Norridin has got himself up into P3 from P5, so a decent start from him, but a searing pace in searing heat being set by Kazma Daniel, and nipping through the inside. Pirapong Boonlet left the braking very late. Kazma Daniel retakes him. That looked like it was a mistake he left it so late for Pirapong.
Yeah, it was certainly an aggressive move. And it probably was a mistake because he couldn't carry the speed. Kazma's back in front now.
Out into the countryside, it is a picturesque countryside. Around Zhuhai there's been plenty of new developments. You can see the grandstand in the back, that's at the home straight. But Kazma Daniel leads from Pirapong Boonlet and Norridin in P3. Behind them you've got Farid Idzahar from the AsiaRoadRacing. I'm looking for Azroy Hakim. I'm also looking to see if anyone else is making a move. Ahmed Afif Amran taking a strange line as he went into P6. But these are the leaders as they come through P1. A torrid pace being set by Kazma Daniel. Sounded confident beforehand, looks confident on the track by ARRC.
He does look confident, and Pirapong has really got a move on as well. He's taking a good look at Kazma. I don't think he's going to hurry his way to the front. And Ramdan Rosley and Adam Norridin just behind them, also keeping up a good pace, and that's Andy Farid-Izdihar, the best of the Hondas, in 5th position.
Yeah, Ramdan Rosley has got himself ahead of Adam Norridin. Two Indonesians who have raced each other many times. There is the 1XOX rider, Ramdan Rosley, who we've not been able to talk about an awful lot in commentary this season, largely because he's not been at the front end of races. But here he is in P3 as Kazma Daniel, foot down, holds off Pirapong. Pirapong, that was the corner earlier in the lap 1 where he left the braking late. This time he goes off the circuit a little bit. So this part of the track either proving problematic or experimental for Pirapong Boonlet.
Yeah, this is interesting, isn't it? I think the front 2 battling has just given a chance for the others to stay in touch or get in touch. Ramdan looks good in 3rd position, I must say.
And he said the Yamahas do have an advantage, and he's closing up on Pirapong Boonlet. Late on the brakes once again. Kazma Daniel again. Pirapong has a look on the inside. He is showing real aggression, Pirapong Boonlet, and I think he was suggesting that he might just be easing off. He's not easing off here.
Now, commentator wrong again.
Foot down is Kazma Daniel, who's still a young talent. Comes through P1. He's led from first corner to last. His lead is 0.2 of a second.
Oh, big crash just behind at that last turn.
Somebody completely missed out.
I think there might have been 2 bikes that went down. We'll have to wait to get some more information about that. That's one of the Musashi Bunsu Hondas.
Is that Azroy Hakim? It's bike number Azroy Hakim Anwar is down. He's have a little look at the bike to see what went wrong. Well, he certainly lost it on that very, very rapid last corner. Just couldn't hold it. Both of them were having problems.
Yeah, he was following the bike in front. There's a little bit of target fixation there maybe, and he just couldn't hold it.
Afif Amran was the man in front. Luckily all okay. Kazma Daniel totally oblivious of what's been going on behind him though. He's very aware though that Pirapong Boonlet on the Yamaha Thai Racing Yamaha R6 is close to him, but Ramdan Rosley has shown consistency this week. Adam Norridin holding on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only Ahmed Afif Amran has been able to upset the positions from the qualification.
The front 3 look like they might be able to get away, but Adam Norridin's got other ideas. He hasn't perhaps performed to his potential yet, as Pirapong.
He's aggressive with Pirapong, a little bit of contact. as they go down for the first time. Pirapong Boonlet has just eased Kazma Daniel off first spot, in fact down into third, because Ramdan Rosley's taken advantage as well. Ramdan up into P2, but that's aggression from Pirapong.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, he held that line. He wasn't going to let Kazma have it. That's aggressive move.
So a little kick out, just protective kick out, not an aggressive kick out. All eyes on the screen, and it is Pirapong Boonlet who is, what's his lapping time? His last lap time, 1:38.171, which isn't a million miles away from what they were lapping in qualification. Kazma Daniel, last lap time, 1:38.160. Precious little between them, but Pirapong, maybe now he's got a bit of a lead, Barry Russell, might be able to pull out just a little bit from Kazma Daniel.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. We know how good Pirapong Boonlet is to lead a race from the front, and he just reminded us what a tough racer he is too, with that move on Kazma in the last turn. Kazma's managed to get back ahead of Ramdan just about.
Helmi Asman's got himself up into P7, but the top 6 have got away. Look at the wild cards, 6 wild cards. Shajun Tung in 11th place is the best of the wild cards. Marseille in 13th, Yong Hongyan in 14th, and Yong Fu in 15th place. Out already is Jinbin, and Liam McDonald also, I think, is struggling a little bit, but they come over the start-finish line once again. Pirapong, the lead, 0.4. It's the biggest lead that we've had in the race.
Yes, it is. Let's see. We've seen this. Maybe we've seen this pattern of racing before, where he has a bit of a scrap in the early stages. This is certainly the hardest scrap we've seen him have so far this year. Let's see if he can stretch it out.
A little bit further down, this is Passawit and Reza Danica battling for P8. Passawit is bike 123 on the AP Honda, Reza Danica, Astra Honda Racing. Javier Malloy is the man also in that little battle as we return to the front. And Pirapong Boonlet, now he's got the lead, has got a little bit of daylight between him and Kazma Daniel. Oh, but Kazma has gone late on the brakes, forced Pirapong out wide. Again, a slight mistake. There's an investigation under for Pirapong Boonlet and Kazma Daniel, both under investigation. Now then, that puts a different slant on Ramdan Rosley in 3rd place. Let's see if he can take advantage and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, let's see. I think that goes back to the move that Pirapong made coming through the last turn, where you saw his foot come out. I didn't see any aggression in that, but let's see what race control think about it.
Fabulous TV coverage. Well done to the crew who follow this circuit around Asia. They caught that in glorious Technicolor.
Yeah, and the green 1XOX Yamaha through to P2 ahead of Pirapong.
And Kazma Daniel now leads the way. Well, I was thinking that Pirapong could get away. Quite the reverse, because Kazma Daniel made a really ambitious and aggressive move, and now he leads by 0.47. He trailed by 0.47 at the end of the previous lap. Ramdan holds on. Pirapong has a look on the inside, but Ramdan holds on in P2. Best performance of the season by Ramdan Rosley for the 1XOX team.
Yep, doing very well. Again, that's a privately owned team, and they've got lots of bikes in each class. Fakruzi, is the other rider they've got in the 600. He's back down the order. He's injured. He's riding with a sore ankle, I think it is, and took a nasty knock to one of his index fingers, his right one, I think.
Pirapong, aggression, takes Ramdan on the inside. Ramdan slams that door shut. I am enjoying what Pirapong's doing. It's entertaining, but it's not doing much for his tyres, I wouldn't imagine.
No, especially in this heat, in these conditions.
Interesting, the riders were saying that the grey surface means that the heat isn't absorbed as much by this circuit. So while it's terrifyingly hot walking around, that the circuit itself isn't as hot as you would imagine. That just helps look after the tyres. Adam Noureddin on the inside looking for P2. He's got P3 instead. That's aggression from Adam Noureddin. So we've got Malaysia 1, 2, 3, and Pirapong Boonlet, his nose is very much out of joint at the moment.
Yep, let's see what he does about that. So nothing much between these four. What a fascinating race. This is probably the best race we've seen so far this season.
Jousting and dueling, P1, 2, 3, 4. Adam Norridin has got the pace. 0.8 of a second between P1 Kazma Daniel and Pirapong Boonlert, bike number 26 in P4. Adam Norridin has got himself back into a position that could be on the podium. Big smiles. Mind your balance there, young fella. But it's Kazma Daniel who leads the way. This really is turning into a battle and a half, because Ahmed Afif Amran has also been able to close up into P5. He's getting on the tail of Pirapong.
Exactly, this battle just in front of him has given him a chance to catch up. He's had a very good season for his inaugural season.
Adam Norridin moves into P2. Terrific movement from the young Malaysian. Now he's got his eyes set on Kazma Daniel, but he'll be very aware that behind him he has got very, very good riders.
Yeah, so now Afif Amran is officially in that front group of 5.
Pirapong had a look through. There is Afif Amran, who you were just mentioning, P5, and also closing in is Andy Farid Itzahar, who I know you've liked the look of, and on the Honda he was the best placed of the Hondas, but with all the dueling going on ahead of him, the Honda's been able to get closer and closer and closer, and I suspect we've got less than a second and a half between P1 and P6.
Yeah, given the slight disadvantage that the Honda has, you have to take your hat off to the quality of riding from Andy Farid Itzahar to get himself this close to the front of the pack.
As we come into the final 5 laps, Kazma Daniel leads by half a second from Adam Norridin, Ramdan Rosley, Pirapong Boonlert, Ahmed Afif Amran, Andy Farid Itzahar. Helmi Azman is a good 8 seconds adrift, so the battle for the podium, barring some catastrophe, is very much amongst this top 6, and they're enjoying themselves in the pit lane. They are having fun, they're enjoying the battle, as I hope you are at home. I know Barry Russell alongside me is.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't keep the smile off my face, because this race is even better than I thought it would be. We were thinking it was going to be Kazma against Pirapong, but my goodness, we've got a big fight on there between 6 really good riders who've suddenly found the belief to challenge the runaway championship leader, Pirapong Boonlert.
Pirapong has got himself back into P3. He has gone ahead of Ramdan Rosley, and now he's got his sights set on Adam Norridin, and you can almost see the steely glaze through that visor. He's very much on the back wheel of Adam Norridin, but Norridin is perfectly poised low, knee close to the floor. But Adam Norridin springs into action. Is Kazma Daniel, sharp right. Norridin not quite in his slipstream and not quite close enough to overtake yet is Pirapong Boonlert, as Kazma hunkers down low, good body position, quick left. It is a quick circuit, and then you've got a slam on the brakes as they come into the final turn 14. There will be 4 laps to go. Kazma Daniel is in the lead, but anyone from P1 to P6 can legitimately claim that they have got an opportunity.
Yeah, and I think we need to watch how the bikes are going into these turns now, because tyre wear could become a factor. As so we saw Andy Farid Itzahar get it sideways there and up the inside of Afif Amran.
Into 5th place goes the best of the Hondas, Kazma Daniel. Again, he's very energetic on the bike. Adam Norridin a little bit smoother. There is the Honda of Farid Itzahar. Have been able to hold on to 5th place. Adam Norridin being able to hold up Pirapong Boonlert. And Pirapong, who was unbeatable in the early stages of the season. Had a 3rd place in Japan first time, but won again, but in danger of missing out not only on 1st place, but possibly missing out on the podium for the first time, Pirapong Boonlert.
Yeah, this is racing. This is how things can swing, fortunes can swing, and the confidence of Pirapong in the first half of the season really did help to carry him, because that machine's perfect. It's a great team, that Yamaha Thailand team. They've got all kinds of top people, past champions. Desha Price aren't helping him, former 11 times 125 GP winner, Wichi Wee in his corner as well. It's a really strong team, and Pirapong has done a fantastic job so far. But the others have got the belief now that they can beat him, and that's the difference I think that we can see today.
Barry Russell with the inside track on what's been going on behind the scenes. On the track, Kazma Daniel is the man who is leading. there is still that investigation that we haven't had the results of. Adam Noureddin in second, Pirapong third. Now a long way down, I think we're looking at P7 here. This is Helmi Azman on bike 634, 11 seconds adrift of the race leader. Adam Noureddin is pulling a bit of a gap on Pirapong as we have a look at the Musashi Bunsu Honda of Helmi Azman. Pasawit is 8th, and the best of the wildcards, Sha Juntong, has got himself up into 9th position. Bike 222, there is the best of the wildcards. That's a very, very credible position for Sha Juntong, because this is a high-quality field that he is being just flown into.
Of course, the wildcards want to measure themselves against the best riders in Asia, and I think this is a pretty good measure. He's lapping in the 140s. That's about 2.5 seconds off the pace of these top riders. So these riders who've taken the, who've screwed up the courage to come here and compete as wildcards will themselves notch up their performance.
Pirapong Boonlert is under pressure for P3. There is our first problem. Andy Farid Idzaha, the first of the Hondas, as we were having a little look at the wildcards. Andy Farid has made a mistake, so it's not going to be Honda's day, it's definitely going to be Yamaha's day. And is it going to be the race leader Kazma Daniel's day? The lead as he goes over is 0.67 of a second from Adam Noureddin. It's the biggest lead of the race so far, Barry Russell.
Yeah, it is, and these front four are quite evenly placed. Ramdan hasn't given up yet on a podium, on a shot at the podium either. Fifan Ran, let's have a look at him. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's fallen back now.
That's Andy Farid making his way back into the pits, but his race is done. Just making sure he doesn't cause any problems to any of the riders. But Kazma Daniel focused firmly on the track ahead of him. He has got just 21 corners left to negotiate. 1.5 laps to go. But look at the movement there of Adam Noureddin. Adam has surprised many of us, I think, this weekend, particularly his ability to overtake Pirapong Boonlert, and he's not too far off the back wheel of Kazma Daniel, and Kazma will be very aware of the Sepang International ride. Oh, there's a problem coming off is Ramdan Rosley. What a sad way for his race to end.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him there. That didn't look like he'd overcooked it, but anyway, that's left these front three battling out for the podium order.
There's the disappointment for the team of Ramdan. He'd had such a good race, but it means the top three are Kazma Daniel, Adam Noureddin and Pirapong, who's got a little bit closer to Adam Noureddin. They come into the final corner for the penultimate time. Adam Noureddin tight up on the back wheel here of Kazma Daniel. Kazma leads, but the gap 0.1 of a second, 0.5 further to Pirapong. Any formation as now Adam Noureddin goes into the lead for the first time, and the reaction from Kazma Daniel is one of shock and surprise.
He definitely didn't expect that. And now Pirapong's got a grandstand seat to watch this battle at the front between the two Malaysian rivals. But he wants to get amongst it as well. Look at that.
Kazma Daniel retakes the lead on the inside of Adam Noureddin. And this dueling allows Pirapong to get very close. Adam Noureddin looks on the inside. Kazma Daniel closes the door shut. Pirapong waiting for any opportunity. Fabulous finale. We have got 9 corners to go.
Oh, Kazma, he really didn't expect that. That's jolted him into action. Adam Noureddin, they're big rivals in Malaysia, these two, and Pirapong could take advantage of the tussle that they're in.
They're deep into the countryside as Kazma Daniel has recovered. His heart must have skipped a beat when Adam Noureddin took him on the inside corner. But as you reacted, Pirapong, completely different line, looking for something sensational. Noureddin leaves it late, takes the lead once again. Kazma round the outside. Pirapong tries to go round the outside as well. Adam Noureddin leads from Kazma Daniel. Fabulous dueling, fabulous racing. Adam Noureddin as they come into this quick left, and they'll come into the right-hand side. Kazma goes late. Noureddin on the inside. Adam Noureddin, Kazma Daniel. Adam Noureddin takes it in sensational fashion from Kazma Daniel and Pirapong Boonlert.
What a race Des. I can't believe how close that was at the end. It looked like it might string out between those front three, but my goodness, Norodin changed everything when he came past on the penultimate lap. It completely changed the race. It allowed Pierrepont to get close. He won't be too unhappy with that third position. But my goodness, that was a fantastic race. I can't remember seeing a better SuperSports 600 race in a good few years.
Those three were dueling it out throughout. Adam Norodin really set the pulses racing when he overtook on the first corner of the last lap. Kazma Daniel retook it. Pierrepont said, hey, I've got a chance here. And then Adam Norodin's ability to hold on that last corner, just sensational racing. Any race, anywhere in the world, that is right up with any race you will ever see. Here is the dueling. Kazma on the inside, Adam Norodin forced out, but he's got the bravery to hold on, to hold his line, avoids the back wheel. Kazma grimly tries to hold the line, but Adam Norodin has got the run on him. Adam Norodin, bike 77, able to hold on despite the slipstream. A little punch of the fist from Adam Norodin. Doesn't get better than that, folks. It doesn't get better than that.
That was a perfect wind-up that Norodin did. He got that last corner absolutely right. Nothing Kazma could do about that because of where Norodin put his bike. Brilliant, brilliant. So far this season, Norodin hasn't really converted his talent into results, but my goodness, he's made up for it today. And the SIC team are going to be delighted with that. Results coming up now on the screen, just to confirm.
Adam Norodin takes it 0.087 of a second. You're kidding me. Pierrepont 0.195, a distant third. Afif Amran in fourth. Helmi Asman on the Honda, the best of the Hondas, 16 seconds adrift. Pasawit, Shajun Chong, he got himself up into seventh, and Marseille also up into the top 9. Good performances. Reza Danica, again, perhaps slightly disappointing. The wildcards in 11th and 12th. Ramdan Rosli got back on his bike to finish in P14. What a race. Just fabulous racing here at Zhuhai. It's great to be back, and the Zhuhai crowds will love it if they can see dueling and jousting like that.
Yeah. I'd like to know what happened with Ramdan Rosli's crash, because he just seemed to kind of wobble off. I thought it was almost a mechanical problem. So maybe we'll have another look at that in the highlights. But the SIC ZK Racing team, there's Zulfami himself giving Kazma a slap. Of course, these young Malaysian riders, they're all pretty close.
Hard to bear though for Kazma Daniel, because he rode a really good race. It's just Adam Norodin, in the first corner where he caused a hard fluttering moment, and then on that last corner, the bravery to hold his line, take the inside line, and beat Kazma Daniel. Kazma is all smiles inside, but I'm just imagining he's saying, bed early tonight, sort myself out, tomorrow is another day. Okay, let's go down to Wheeling, and she is talking to the excited 321.
All right, thank you. That's down here on Park Ferme with Adam Norodin. Fantastic performance today in race 1. Looked like you were one of the most patient rider out there. Share us, was it part of your strategy throughout the race?
Yeah, it was really hard race. In the qualifying, it was not working really well, but in the race, you know, I have no speed in this track, but the pace is really strong. I never give up from the beginning. I saw Kazma have really good pace. But then in the 3 last lap, I just put everything I have. This is my only chance. I always get third and second, so I saw the opportunity and I take it. And syukur alhamdulillah, and wish me luck for tomorrow again. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Adam, and we'll see all 3 riders on the podium.
Thank you very much, Wheeling. They're a lot calmer than I am in the commentary box, I must say. That was a thrilling finale. Adam Norodin and Kazma Daniel dueling from... Well, that last lap was as good as you will get at SuperSports 600cc. We're just enjoying the moment. Asia Road Racing Championships. We bring you competitive races, that we guarantee. It's good to be back in Zhuhai. You get more races like that, and the crowds that we've been expecting and have turned up today will be thrilled by that kind of racing. Here are the highlights of the SuperSports 600cc race that we have just seen. On pole was Daniel Kazmudin. Pirapong Boonlet, the championship leader, alongside him in blistering hot conditions. Ramdan Rosley third, and a back view there of Hazroy Hakim Anwar. And the race started in pretty good fashion for Kazma Daniel. The teenager on the Yamaha R6 was on pole and led. And then a duel between him and Pirapong Boonlet for the Yamaha Thai racing team resulted where the number 26 of Pirapong kept Kazma Daniel well in his sights. Behind then, though, just keep an eye on bike 77. The green numbering, the yellow helmet of Adam Norodin. He was never too far off the mix. There he is in 5th place at the moment. Happy to watch Kazma Daniel and Pirapong scrap it out. And Ramdan Rosley was doing well to keep up in support as well, but we mentioned several times that there were 6 people with a genuine opportunity of winning the race. This was never going to be a Kazma Daniel Pirapong Boonlet slugfest. There were always people getting close, particularly because Pirapong and Kazma were spending so much time racing. Here you can see one of those examples where they're competing with each other, so much so that they were under investigation. A little foot sneaked out from Kazma Daniel. But Ramdan Rosley then got in, and then was the first of Adam Norodin's moves. And Barry Russell alongside me in the commentary box. Adam Norodin, he was always there or thereabouts, but we never really expected him to show the aggression that he did on the final lap that enabled him to take this victory.
Yeah, it all came together for him, didn't it? He did really well, and the last 2 laps, we're looking at lap 5 now, but I was just reflecting on that. The last 2 laps, they're going to be have a few hits on YouTube.
Absolutely. Pirapong at this stage has dropped down into P3 because Adam has made the first of his aggressive moves. There he is. Looks a long way behind Kazma Daniel, but Kazma was unable to get any further than 0.67 of a second ahead as he did at the end of, I think it was this lap. This is a bigger lead as he had. But then the dueling really began. Adam Norodin focuses on that back wheel. Pirapong helps. Ramdan Rosley is dragged along in the slipstream, and Ramdan feels that he's got a chance of a podium. It's only some cruel luck prevents Ramdan getting a podium. And then the scrap really begins. Talk to me about Adam Norodin's mindset.
Yeah, Adam Norodin, sometimes a rider there we see Kazma's mystery crash. That was just a mistake on his own, but Adam Norodin, sometimes as a rider you know everything is going your way, and he got confident in the last, really confident in the last quarter of the race.
So this is the last lap, and this is the first time where you can almost see the shock through the visor on Kazma Daniel. What the heck's going on here? I'm miles ahead. You're not, son. You're in 2nd place. Credit to Kazma, he recovers, retakes the lead, only to be caught suckered once again.
Yeah, he did everything right. You could say he deserved the win. He did everything right except actually win it, because Adam Norodin just didn't let it with that last corner move.
Pirapong was trying really late on the brakes from Adam Norodin. Holds on, is able to hold on, just manages to close the gate, and then as they come into the final couple of corners, yeah, that was Kazma Daniel making a move on the inside. Adam Norodin has the right line. That's the key.
Yeah, it was a plan he had. It took a few corners to get himself in that position.
Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Let's go to the podium and let's see if there's any hugs between the front two. We'll go down to Huiling, who's the Master of Ceremonies.
We'll begin the podium ceremony for the SuperSports 600cc Race 1. Coming in 3rd place today, Pirapong Boonlet from Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. In 2nd place, Kazma Daniel Kazmayuddin from Hong Leong, Yamaha Malaysia. And today's race winner, Muhammad Adam Muhammad Norodin from SIC Junior ZK Racing Team. We'd also like to invite the team manager for our SIC Junior ZK Racing Team to join the riders on the podium. We will now stand for the national anthem of Malaysia. We'd now like to invite Mr. Stefan Karpia, the president of FIM Asia, to present the riders with their trophies. Coming in third place today from Thailand, Pirapong Bunlet. In second place from Malaysia, Kasma Daniel Kasma Yudin. And today's race 1 winner, Muhammad Adam Muhammad Noruddin from Malaysia. And today's best team award goes to SIC Junior Zeke Racing Team.
另外就是第三方评价这多种的形式，并且呢是以行业评价为主，然后再广泛发动社会群众参与，并及时反馈评价结果。那他们在依据评价结果呢，在4年实行。
Well, thanks to Stefan Karpia for handing out the awards. The FIM Asia president. What a race! What a race! Pirapong in third. Adam Noruddin edging out Kasma Daniel in arguably the race of the season in every category, Barry Russell.
Definitely. We haven't seen anything more exciting than that, even in underbones.
Pirapong Bunlet remains top of the championship standings, 89 points clear of Kasma Daniel Kasmuddin and Adam Noruddin. His reward for that win is to move up into third place in the standings, just 13 points behind his Malaysian colleague. Andy Faradidza, who came 14th, I think he's picked up 2 points for today. He is in fourth place. Further down, Ramdan Rosley, that's unfortunate for him. His chain came off, 2 points for Ramdan Rosley. Javier Malloy on the Yamaha in 11th place overall. But the story today was about Kasma versus Adam Noruddin, and it will continue tomorrow when we have race number 2 of the SuperSports 600. One more big profile race coming your way today. That is the 1000cc Championships. It is coming up, and it will involve Brock Parks after just in just a couple of minutes' time. You're watching the Asia Road Racing Championships from Zhuhai in Japan.